There was a time not that long ago where sci fi visions about automatic computers, armies of robots, and drones were merely a fantasy, but not anymore. Artificial intelligence has become so common nowadays that the idea of owning a smart speaker or a self driving car has become a new trend. There are even discussions about whether these robots could replace actors in Hollywood films or TV shows. Of course, the reality is that we are still far from having artificial intelligence that is able to mimic all aspects of a human being. Exactly how far can artificial intelligence truly go in the future? And in what ways will humans continue to use them to our advantage? Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today, we will be discussing the future of tomorrow, artificial intelligence. We hope to answer all your questions about how they can change our lives for better or for worse. As always, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you receive notifications for all our new content. Now, let's get started. To find the answer to our question, we look to Professor Shilitsi Marwala from the University of Johannesburg. Conditioning, monitoring, using computational intelligence and artificial intelligence for rational decision making. Perhaps one of the most eager and discussed aspects of their rise is the idea that people will not need to work. Instead, AI robots will manage the factories and perform the roles of many people who are currently paid. Professor Marwala warns us, saying that, however, this does not necessarily mean that we will all get to experience a future of limitless time free from work. He adds that, according to the World Economic Forum, 70% of the jobs that exist now will not exist after 30 years. Any task that does not involve more than 1 minute of using your brain to complete will become automated. The need for manpower in the workforce will be curtailed. This social consequence will be extensive. Those with capital will simply buy these robots and produce goods and services to make a profit. This challenge will be needed to be addressed if we truly want to become a post-work society. It's quite likely there's a few jobs artificial intelligence will not be able to do. The jobs will split into two categories, depending on whether performed by humans or by computers. While the threat of increasing economic disparity is a concern to Professor Marwala, he's quick to figure out how AI can be used for the better good, how it can be used to prevent civilizations from collapsing, and for the better of people. He talks about how his grandma used to make earthen pots. She would tap each earthen pot and listen to the sound to check whether it was strong or weak. Using the sound and vibrations to test quality is what engineers call non-destructive testing, and it's applied in aerospace engineering to know whether the planes have body cracks or not. At the Johannesburg University, they have courses in vibration analysis, thermodynamics, and artificial intelligence. Data acquisition tools are embedded in buildings, and the data is used to rely on artificially intelligent machines. That machine analyzes the data and decides whether there is any danger of collapse or not in a building. In case of danger, automated messaging can be employed for further repair. Interestingly, the obstacle Professor Marwala envisions for the growth of artificial intelligence around the world is that they will have to adapt to different countries and their cultures and language. To explain this, he gives a perfect example. He mentions how his smart speaker device at home says his name in an American accent. He also added that the reason why such a thing happened is that all the data entered is used to train the device is collected in North America and not South Africa. To make this device without being biased, we will have to record everything and associate them to meanings in South Africa and their native languages to incorporate them into this Google device. These developments will happen slowly and take time. Google Translate has begun featuring African languages, including Swahili and Zulu. Some languages will be easier than others. Professor Marwala states the example of the isiXhosa language. It's a Bantu language that AI has found difficult to learn and translate. As isiXhosa is a mix of clicks and Bantu language, AI interprets the clicks as background noise and eliminates them while attempting to understand or translate them. He explains, isiXhosa is an important language of the fourth industrial revolution. We need to develop a method that won't treat these clicks as disturbances, but as an integral part of that language. Language is not where these Western-developed artificially intelligent devices fail. Gugulithu Mabuzakokwe completed her doctorate on designed algorithms that are capable of understanding that African people have a difference in shade between pupil and iris of their eye. Professor says that these algorithms allow biometric systems based on the iris, so as to not discriminate the Africans and be in favor of Europeans. The next development should be the development of algorithms for a better understanding of the Xhosa language. Taking our language into digital stages is our responsibility. We cannot merely import technology, such as speech recognition, but we should adjust them into our particular environments. So whether we should rely on artificial intelligence or not is another question, but how far it can go is a question of matter. In some fields, it's excelled excellently, but in some, it still needs improvement. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the like, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are about these crazy theories.